Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. Today I've got something for you which is a little bit different. I went on the World of Books website, which I do pretty often. It's a bit of a lottery, but you can get some really good things. So basically I did a deal which was, I think, buy 3 get 1 free. Everything very good condition, everything vintage sci-fi. And this came in the post yesterday. So these two. A couple were, or one I think at least was an upgrade attempt, and one was to finish off a duo series, and I'll explain that. But the rest, as usual, I've forgotten what they were. So let's get to it. Open up the first one. I'll open up the bigger one first, because it seems like less books, but bigger books. And as I say, they're one of the biggest e-tailers in the UK, and I've got some amazing things from them in the past. But because they have so much stock, they don't take photos of everything. They can't do perfect condition checking. They just don't have the time, and it's like literally millions of books. So it's a lottery a bit, but I always go very good condition or more, and I've had some good success. And in terms of cost, I think there's 8 books, and I'm not sure how much it was. Let me just check. It was £21. So again, great deal depending on what we get. Okay, so the first one is actually a hardback, so I've completely forgotten. Shared Tomorrow's Science Fiction in Collaboration. Oh, you can hear the cats. 2 seconds. Sorry about that. My cats are becoming pretty famous in a very, very small world. But they were just playing then, making some noises. So I've got one of them with me and one of them's outside. So the first book, I'm not sure why I picked this up. I think it was just generally looked interesting. Let me let the other one out. Shared Tomorrow, Science Fiction in Collaboration, edited by Bill Prozzini and Barry N. Malzberg. I want to get more Malzberg, and I think this was a way in, and it was a good price. As I say, this is 8 books for £21, and pretty good condition. St. Martin's Press. I'm not sure how old. So all of these stories are more than one author. This was 1979, so right in my sweet spot. James Blish and Damon Knight, Mac Reynolds and Frederick Brown, L. Sprague de Camp and Fletcher Pratt, Randall Garrett and Robert Silverberg, and more. R. Bretner and Chris Neville, Miriam Allen de Ford and Anthony Boucher, Frederick Pohl and Corn Bluth, that's a famous duo, Lawrence M. Janifer and Michael Kurland, Ruth Allison and Jane Rice, Paul and Karen Anderson, nice, Jack Dan and George Zabrowski, and then the last one, called Prose Bowl, is Bill Pronzini and Malzberg. So really nice. Again, looks unread, shelf wear, bit of damage. Got the sticker, that's part of the issue as well. I think that's a World of Books sticker, and they're not so easy to get off. But still, pretty happy with that for the price. First book, the rest I think are A format paperbacks, but that's my one hardback book. And yeah, perfect for my science fiction retirement library. And just to check on the publisher again, yeah, so St. Martin's Press, New York. I don't have much St. Martin's Press, if anything, and this is a first edition. So if you know anything about this book, please add in the comments, or you've read it, or any of the short stories stand out for you. Thank you. Okay, number 2 of, I think, 8. Now, I know what this is just from the back. This is a book I've read and I really like. I think it was one that Matt at Bookpilled recommended maybe 2 years ago, and I picked it up because of that reason. And in the UK, it's very difficult to get hold of. This was my upgrade attempt. And so far, just looking at the back, it looks pretty good. One of those black cover. And yes, I'm pretty happy with that. So Tanith Lee, The Electric Forest, Hamlin Science Fiction. That's perfect. So I've read this, I really liked it. Really interesting ending, which you kind of guess, kind of don't. but really interesting ending. That is perfect. So that is a World of Books tick hit. And just to show you in comparison my reading copy, which I'm not sure if I got from the US or not, but that's the copy I read. I think it's ex-library. It's got one of those plastic jackets on, which is in pretty good condition, but this is now my keeper copy. So very happy with that. And a great little book. One of my favourites, Tanith Lee. The only Tanith Lee I've read. I will read more. I think Tanith Lee is more fantasy. But this was excellent, and she was excellent on this. The great thing about the cover is this guy here, just in the background. Fantastic cover. Okay, excellent. Let me just check this one if it was a library. Not sure it was a library, but yeah. Okay, that's 2 of 8. Number 3 of 8. Okay, this is a book that I've wanted for a long time, and I've seen it on there for a long time, but I was unsure of the quality. Again, sticker on the back. Yeah, that one didn't have a sticker on the back. Oh, I've dropped it. That didn't have a sticker on the back, so that's really is a good result from World of Books. This one does have a sticker on the back, but I don't see this that often. I do see it quite a lot online, not out in the wild, and I was waiting for a pretty good copy, and again, this was VGC, very good condition, and it is a really good copy. Again, doesn't look red. So Philip K. Dick, the Zap Gun, and 1978 reprint in Panther, really nice. So the only issue really is a decision to take this off, yes or no, basically. But yeah, really nice. So far, so good. I'd say 3 from 3, to be honest. So if that's 3 bought, I'll open the next package, and this would be the first freebie, let's say, because it was buy 3, get 1 free, and I deliberately got everything the same price, so I wouldn't be getting the cheapest free or anything like that. So all of them, I think, were $3.50 each. So let's say this is the first freebie. Okay, slightly kind of mottled, lots of white bits on the back, but NEL, Christopher Priest, Real-Time World. So probably the worst condition out of them so far, but if in my head it's a freebie, and it's a freebie Christopher Priest, that's pretty good condition. It's just a bit, and you can see there's a little bit kind of colour, colour drain, colour scraping on the front. Again, it doesn't look red. All of these books that just sat around not being read. So NEL, 1976. This collection first published in Great Britain, 1974. This collection copyright 1974. First NEL paperback edition, February 1976, which I presume this is. So I want to read more Christopher Priest. I only read The Dream of Wessex. Did I read anything more? Again, I forget, but he is one of the masters that I want to dive into more. Yeah, really nice. Real-Time World, Christopher Priest. Starved of news, fed on rumour, the crew of the observatory gain perceptual powers that anticipate the Earth's events. But they're on the moon, or so Winter, their observer, thinks. But the crew think they're on the Earth, and who knows who is right in Real-Time World. Could be an allegory of today, to be honest, in terms of fake news, propaganda, you know, who's lying, who's not. Yeah, nice. Okay, so far, £10.50 for those 4, and I'm pretty happy with that. Very happy with that. Yeah, no bad things to say so far. The sad thing is this means I'll probably be doing more World of Books lottery because the results so far are really good. Anyway, book 5. I think, no, maybe not a Faded Spine. So another Philip K. Dick, The Penultimate Truth. I'm 95% sure I read this 25 plus years ago. But this is Triad Grafton, and again in really good condition. So I thought it was a faded spine, but actually I think that is the correct colour. And this one maybe is red. There's a couple of pages that are, what do you call them? Bunny-eared, rabbit-eared, bunny-eared. But really good condition pages, pretty square text block. So this is Panther Triad Grafton. Okay, so a bit later. This is later than I normally get, so 1987. But it's got a kind of an old school feel about it, these old Grafton. So again, pretty happy with that. If you think that's £3.50, but less, because I've got 2 free out of the 8. Really happy. Okay, number 6 of 8 is a coronet. So I think the first coronet from here. Now this is in worse condition, for sure. It was Extermination Day. The remaining men were to be hunted down. Okay, so Who Needs Men? Edmund Cooper. Fantastic title. Pretty good old school Foss-esque cover with a, it looks like they tried to make it look like a female astronaut with a gun. Not the best. That probably is one that I would say I need an upgrade. I don't have it in my Edmund Cooper collection, so read a copy and definitely part of the collection, but probably would go for an upgrade on that one. So that's what I mean by the lottery. All of them, that one and the Tanith Lee, and look at the cover on the Tanith Lee, are considered very good, but actually that one is very good plus or fine, and that one is, I would say, is very good, but slightly lower than I would hope. Okay, so 7 of 8. Okay, so a few videos ago I bought something off of Ian from Bundles of Books, and it was part of a 2-volume series. So I'll just find that. I did get it out, which was this. So my favourite author, or one of my favourite authors, Alfred Bester, The Light Fantastic, and I think this is volume 1. And then what I got as part of this was, yes, volume 2. So Starlight, Star Bright. Now, the great short fiction of Alfred Bester, volume 1 and volume 2, and they're kind of a, you know, a shared extended cover. One with an interesting beastie, snake-like flying beastie with a lady, and one with, I don't know, a sentinel type spaceship. Now, the great thing about these is I would say both of them are pretty close in condition, and they're keepers. So one from Bundle of Books, one from World of Books, both fantastic. Now these are the ones that I really do want to read. I've also got Starburst short stories from Alfred Bester. And is it Fugue for a Darkening Night? That might not be Alfred Bester, but that's another short story collection. So when I have time, these are the ones like I wait for, and when I go on holiday, I kind of devour and try to spend my time with, because he's, in my opinion, fantastic. Okay, so that's another 3 of the second batch. So this is, let's say, a freebie. Buy 3, 4th is free. And so I've got a copy of this. I might pause and get the other copy, or I'll go after. So this is Alfred Bester as well, and it's Extro, and it's in Magnum stroke Methuen. Again, black cover, fantastic, pretty well, close to fantastic condition. And I have read this. Again, I read this years ago. A Secret Society of Immortals, a supercomputer gone mad. I think this is in the 60s. There's no stopping this dazzling, exhilarating roller coaster through the fantastic future of Alfred Bester's imagination. Again, unread. So I have this in hardback in, I think like a sci-fi sci-fi book club. The Dark Side of the Earth. That's why I was thinking of Fugue for a Darkening Earth. so 1976, also known as the computer connection in the US. I think I've got an Extro version though, so I'll check. But I remember this being good fun. Not as thought-provoking as the other Bestas, but I remember this being good fun. And it is a full novel in fantastic condition. So that is, for my collection, that is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to pause here and go and get my other copy just to do a comparison. And then we can conclude. Yeah, so I found my other copy of Extro, and it was on my basically dining room bookcase. And I read this a long time ago. And I think it is Science Fiction Book Club before I started collection Science Fiction Book Club. Yes. So Readers Union Group of Book Clubs, 1976. So again, really good condition. The idea maybe eventually is to remove the dust jackets and have them all lined up in their lovely colours, hardback. So I'm always happy to have a hardback and a paperback of the same book, especially if it's an author I love. So I just want to show you that I had a long time ago, and that I've just literally got yesterday. This is my preference, obviously, because it's a format paperback. But for some reason, years ago, this must be, no joke, this must be 20 years old, 15, 20 years old, maybe more. And I just bought it as I was reading and getting into Alfred Bester. So I've got the Demolished Man and Stars My Destination in the original Sci-Fi Masterworks black covers. But while I was there, literally next to them were two other Alfred Besters, which I thought I may as well show you. So again, this one's Seven House, which it's got a little bit of damage. And it was kind of the same time when I was discovering Bester and really loved Bester, I started to kind of look for kind of the oddities or the not so well known. This one is slightly newer, if I remember rightly. Is it his last novel? So this is first UK hardcover, 1984, copyright Alfred Bester, 1981. And again, I remember this being a ripping yarn, but not at the level of his two classics. But it is sci-fi, and you can definitely tell that from the cover. But I can't remember much about it. So Rogue Winter, King of the Maori Commandos, brilliant. And as a rugby fan as well, and a New Zealand fan, Maori Commandos, King of the Maori Commandos sounds brilliant. Cruise of the seedy solar circuit, from the paradise of carnal pleasures to the torture chambers of the asteroid Triton in search of his kidnapped lover, Demi Giroux. So that is proper kind of pulp, Star Wars-esque, space opera, love affair, adventure type of thing. I have to read that again at some point. And then the last one I found, which is a very strange Wild Side Books edition, is a non-science fiction book by Alfred Bester. So Alfred Bester, author of the classic science fiction novel The Demolished Man, Stars My Destination, also penned this lost mainstream novel. Who He is a lunatic variety show, one that started out as a panel quiz show and ended as comedy. Now, again, I did read this many moons ago, and I know nothing about it, but because it was Bester, I bought it, I read it, and yeah, a little bit of an oddity at the end. Anyway, so let me just show you the full haul, and then I'll give you my kind of overall opinion. But I think you can probably guess. If we say that there is £21 delivered, I'm pretty happy with that. You can pay crazy money for some of these books, right? So top of the pile literally has to be that. I'm really happy with that, and this will go to a good home. So if anyone, reach out, anyone in the UK that would like a copy of this. I actually bought my sister a copy of this for Christmas because I thought she'd like it, and she did. But if anyone would like this, I can post it to them for free, and you'll enjoy it because I've now got this. So let me know in the comments. Next best probably I would say is this, just because it completes that Bester duology, duo, which is a really nice copy. Yeah, the Philip K. Dick. So I have to say I'm pretty happy with that because it is a 70s Panther. And that's a keeper because of the condition. As I say, only the sticker, but that's number 3. Even though I've read it, fantastic early Magnum Methuen. I always get them, don't realise they're the same copy. So that's number 4. Strangely, I probably put that 5 because it's a more obscure Christopher Priest, not great condition. 6 for the interest, and hopefully I'll read that soon. 7, I have read it slightly later. I thought it was a bit earlier, but I didn't do my research. But still, really good title to have in that livery. And then last, unfortunately, not as good condition as I was hoping. A little bit battered, a little bit twisted, but a fantastic title, Edmund Cooper. Anyway, thank you as always for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and like, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.